amused by the simplicity of this game.
Can I get a witness from the congregation?
Dare I say, en fuego. Ladies and gentlemen.
En fuego. That reminds me of my own team right now. 2-0. What team name am I in this league? 2-0. 40-yard dash, kicking strong, stopping in, doing a little video for us this week. Apologize for my one-day lateness, tardiness, dare I say, on the whole process. I've been traveling, but I'm now back, and I'm ready to take care of all my commissioner duties in the matter of the next probably 10 to 15 minutes. First up, we're going to do a little wrap-up of next week, followed by some of my usual news and notes for the week as well. And then we're going to hop right into the projections, considering the game started again tomorrow, and there are a variety of big fantasy players playing, including a couple on my team. So start off, let's do a little recap. I went 3-3 last week in my picks. That seems to be pretty normal at this point. Again, I'm not unhappy, but I'm not happy. I'm striving to be at least 5-1 this week. And a little fun fact on top of it, NFL.com's projections. Their projection, or the projected loser, has actually won almost 54% of the games. This is not all my fault. This is coming back on NFL.com at this point. So to go over my picks, big win, Forte over Duke. I believe that I did go ahead and let everybody know that Richardson would score more points than Ray Rice, which happened. Ray Rice's injury did hurt Duke overall. It was projected closest matchup, and it was actually a good game overall. He put a little scare into me, but nothing that I could not handle personally. As I move up to 2-0, Duke falls even farther down in the division. I was incorrect, however, with picking Team 10 over the Prodigy. Team 10 decided to show up all of a sudden, or excuse me, the Prodigy decided to show up all of a sudden, and put a little stomping on Team 10. Team 10's not looking very strong this year. I don't know why, but his team is not living up to their full potential at this point. So something to take a look at for the future here. I did get correct Pierce Brosnan over the Final Answer. Final Answer, I'm sorry, I couldn't pick you again, and this is the reason why. I'm not seeing a whole lot of productivity from your team long term. And Pierce Brosnan is actually coming in a lot stronger, even though I predicted that CJ Spiller would have a huge day, and he did not. Just kind of getting used to that at this point. I was incorrect on rectal over fisting. I apologize, Andy. Andy is now 2-0, leading his division, looking very, very strong going into these future weeks. I did pick Dutch over Dicka in the friendship battle, I called it. It was actually a great overall game. Dutch Oven, though, I think we're proving to be in the strongest division. Duke, Dutch, and myself. He put up 154 against Dicka's 120. Dicka is a decent team, but Dutch definitely took it to him this week. And finally, I picked Vinegar Strokes over the Fence Hopper. The Fence Hopper continues to prove me wrong weekly. On top of that, the Vinegar Strokes put up an abysmal week by his standards. As a result of that, Fence Hopper actually walked away with a 31-point victory. So, looking into some big news for the week. Trent Richardson. Not sure if anybody's even heard it yet. I got the alert at dinner. Has been traded to the Colts for a first-round selection. Why would they do that? I have literally no clue. That's just the Browns being the Browns. As far as the pickup for that, I'm not sure. Does Montero Hardesty still play for the Browns? Is he coming out of nowhere? Do they feel that confident in this new horrible quarterback they're throwing out there? Maybe they're just giving up on the season. I'm not sure. A little bit farther notes in our league. The Dwayne Allen injury has forced Eric to make a trade at tight end, which I'm sure you guys saw. Him and I were in some detailed talks, but at the same time, him and Jay Ferg were as well. And the swap became apparent before 7 p.m. yesterday. Zach Miller in exchange for Dennis Pitta and Marcus Wheaton, along with the $1 salary cap. So I'm sure he will be reporting on how that process took place at a later date. Some injury reports. Larry Fitzgerald and Rashard Mendenhall both held out of practice today. Big news for around our league in Arizona. MJD, no practice again. Eddie Lacy, Jamarca Finley, both no practice. I picked up James Starks with $8. Well, that's the reason why I did save some money for a situation like this. Doug could have also traded Eddie Lacy by this time, but he declined to. Therefore, Lacy will be out more than likely at least this week, if not more weeks. We've seen this before. Steven Jackson, probably the biggest injury for the next 2 to 4 weeks. The final answer will be hurt as he does not have a third running back. He will be out with that injury, and he's put a lot of miles on those tires. We'll see how long it will take for him to be back. Ray Rice and Reggie Bush both possibly out this week as well. Reggie's got hurt the last 2 weeks. I think we're going to start seeing this more and more. Yogi Bell continues to be one of the biggest surprises in the league, and that's why the fence hopper has jumped out to a 2-0 advantage. Ray Rice, luckily I have Bernard Pierce. It's starting to look like, anyways, Rice is starting to run out of time there a little bit. He's put a lot of miles on those tires, and as a result, we're going to start to see some injuries, I think, even though he's been an Iron Man throughout his career. Furthermore, see what I got. Oh, yes. We're actually going straight into the Week 3 picks. This is an exciting segment. Like I said, I'm going to go 5-1 this week. I will not be the one losing in my game. I'm not sure who it's going to be, so hopefully it'll be you if I don't pick you. Number 1, we're going to take Forte Yard Dash over the Vinegar Strokes. Why? A few reasons. Vinegar Stroke, Andrew Luck is going against San Francisco, which is not a good matchup overall. San Fran has a great defense. They're going to shut him down. We got Roddy White out there still fighting the injury bug. Who knows what's actually going on with him? I think he's averaged about 3 or 4 points so far each game this year. Not the Roddy White we're all used to. However, I do think McCoy continues to have a big season and a big game, so that could be a big breaker point for us. And my team, Demaryius Thomas, Deshaun Jackson, both are going to have big weeks. Deshaun's having back to his career type year again. And then I think my little sleeper could be Starks or Pierce that I might pop in at running back here with the injury situations happening. That's the 3rd versus the 6th most points in the league and the closest overall matchup of points this week. In an upset, I'm going to take Prodigy over the Fisting whatever they are. And that's going to be probably the closest game of the year, or of the week as well. Again, for a couple of reasons. Tough matchups right now for unnecessary fisting. Multiple other players, Romo, Bryant, Bush, Colston, all these guys are going against some tough matchups right now. Cobb's having a heck of a year, but I don't think he can pull this one out by himself. He also has a lot of small injuries that could affect his team and overall point totals. For the Prodigy, Richardson, is this going to be a good or bad trade for him? He's going into a situation where he has multiple running backs to fight with. Ahmad Bradshaw had a great week last week overall. Donald Brown still hanging out. And even long-term, what happens with the Vic Ballard situation? Nobody knows. Welker will have a big week for him as they're playing the lowly Raiders, just like I picked Demaryius Thomas too, and I will pick Julian Thomas too. Welker will also get up there. Manning will throw for 400 yards. I'm going to take the Prodigy in this one. We're going to go with the Rectal Renegades over the Final Answer. This is a divisional battle. The Final Answer, as I mentioned, is hurting a little bit right now with injuries. We do have Hayward Bay projected with 21 points, although I don't think he scores 21 points the next 3 games combined again, and they're still, at this point, being outshot as far as points go with projections. Again, injuries is just affecting everybody right now, but the Final Answer, Steven Jackson, Andre Johnson with his concussion, Larry Fitzgerald didn't practice. Who knows what's going on with Arian Foster and Hayward Bay half the time. So, the injuries are starting to mount up for him. And then we go ahead and look at the Rectal Renegades. Jamal Charles is going to have a big game. He's only projected 9 against Philly. There's no way in heck. That's going to be a lot of scoring, a lot of offense. It's a Thursday night game. Defenses don't have time to prepare. It's going to be a little bit different. And also, he has some big advantages over the quarterback and tight end position, which could make a big deal there. Into our next game. We have Pierce Brosnan over Team 10. Team 10 is going to continue his losing ways, unfortunately. Again, I mentioned the Ahmad Bradshaw situation. He's projected to be one of his biggest scorers, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen now that this trade has happened. On top of that, any team that has Devon Best starting is not going to win a game. RG3 hasn't been himself. Although he's putting up good passing numbers, he's not getting the rushing numbers this year, even though there are rumors that he is going to be getting to start running more this week. When we go ahead and look at Pierce Brosnan, the only big question marks that I have on his team, I'm looking at David Wilson. We don't know what's happening with David Wilson out there right now. Also Miles Austin, very back and forth. What he has going for him, though, he has Drew Brees having a heck of a year overall. Jordy Nelson is back to full strength, looking strong. Brandon Myers, his team is actually very stacked overall, as we've talked about before. Team 10 would need a huge game out of Doug Martin to even have a chance in this one. I'm going to go with the Fence Hopper over Ditka. This is the first week that I picked the Fence Hopper, so this is the reason why I could be 5-1, because I could probably lose this game. But the combo of AP and Aaron Rodriguez, or Aaron Rodgers, excuse me, just has proven to be unbeatable so far. Yoik Bell, the biggest, probably best value signing after a few weeks. I believe he's only paying $1 for him for 2 years. And with Reggie Bush possibly injured, he could get some big points this game. Julius Thomas, another huge deal for him. He's got a few of these sleepers that have done really well, and if they continue to do well, he'll make a run in the league. Ditka, what do we got here? I don't know. I don't think James Jones is going to put up 30 points again, although I don't think he's going to put up 0. But he'll have to put up a game like 30 to have a chance in a situation like this. Just the overall depth is kind of hurting Ditka at this point. I'm looking at Pierre Thomas starting, Denarius Moore starting. You know, some of these guys just aren't quite starter material in my mind, and when you're missing a couple different positions, it could really hurt long term. Fence Hopper in a close one, though. And in our next game, we have Duke against Dutch Oven. For whatever reason, that game is not loading, but I do have some notes. This is going to be a divisional matchup, and probably, if not the closest, second closest matchup overall this week. I'm looking at Duke, and you know, he has kind of a surprising team, an under-the-radar type team. He got Edelman for $1 for 2 years, which is going to make a big difference, you know, for the rest of this year, as long as Amendola is hurt and the rest of the wide receivers in New England can't catch a stinking ball. We're also, and they're playing Tampa Bay on top of that. Tampa Bay's horrible. They've already given up. You should not own a Tampa Bay player outside of maybe Mike Williams and Doug Martin at this point. Martellus Bennett also having a big year for Duke. I think everybody thought he'd do good, but to pull down, 3 touchdowns now in 2 games? Nearly ridiculous. Great pickup, though. Nice job. Ray Rice injury could hurt a little bit overall, though. Again, he needs to monitor that situation closely. And if Ray Rice still plays, leave him in, obviously. But if not, you better yank him out very soon. For the Dutch Oven, he's been in big trade talks. He's looking to stay in the playoff picture, but at the same time, not quite sure he has enough. Look on the trading block at a couple different things happening with him, but I think Forte is looking fantastic this year. He's passing and running the ball in a stud-type style. Jimmy Graham is going to have a heck of a game again. And Chris Johnson, you know, he's been a little quiet this year, not overly excitable, but I think this is the game that he breaks out. I think he's going to have 25-plus points, which may pull this game, like I said, into the closest matchup for the week. All right. So we're eclipsing now 13 minutes almost in this video, so I'm going to probably wrap it up here. I know Eric's been in the middle of a lot of type trade talks. Adam Scheffner been doing a great job with the updates. I talked with the Prodigy this evening. He said he might get in a little bit of action as well, just giving out a few of his opinions. Am enjoying the league so far. I sent out some trophy possibilities, as you guys may have seen on Facebook. Would love to get some opinions. Andy, thanks for yours so far. Prodigy, I believe you did the same. But that's kind of around the lines we're looking at. Now, what we could also do, $50 this year, $50 next year goes towards the trophy, and I can just get a bigger one this year, obviously, too. So we have something larger, something in the mid-70s range if we want to go that way, and I can use the extra money for engraving. So keep all that in mind as you're looking at those. That's kind of the biggest league update overall right now, though. And yes, looking forward to the future weeks here. I would like to possibly have some of us get together at some point, whether it be a Thursday, Monday, Sunday type deal, whatever happens to work out with people. Get together, watch a game. Welcome to come to my house or go out to B-dubs or something. So keep that in mind too. All right, guys, we'll talk to you soon. Appreciate it, and look forward to another 3-0 run by myself. Peace.